You ever wake up, look out your window, and see some rich kid's Porsche blocking your driveway again, and just think, all right, is this some kind of prank, or am I living in an alternate universe where I'm invisible? Yeah, that was my life, every single morning. I'm not talking once or twice. No, this kid did it like it was his job. He'd roll up, park half on my flowers, smirk like he owned the whole street, and strut off, leaving tire tracks and energy drink cans in his wake. You know that simmering rage when you realize being polite just gets you run over? Well, that's the day he picked the wrong neighbor to mess with. Let me back up a sec. The spot where he always parked, that's not just any driveway. That's where my wife, Linda, used to wave goodbye every morning for 30 years. She made everything sacred, every tulip, every pebble, every little touch. After she passed, I kept it just how she'd want it. I had cameras set up at first for package thieves, but they became my own little time capsule, proof of Linda's care. The routine, coffee, paper, watering the flowers, it kept me going. And then this punk decided my place was a valet lane. So there I am, fixing the sprinklers when I hear it, this obnoxious, high-performance growl cutting through our quiet street. Silver Porsche Cayman. The thing looked like a shark among goldfish. Kid hops out, not a care in the world, tosses an empty can right into Linda's tulip bed. Just flicks it like he's flicking away respect. No glance at the private property sign, no shame. Just muddy sneakers all over Linda's white stones, cutting through my yard toward the office complex behind our street. Now, I've spent 3 decades as an engineer, and if there's one thing we know, it's patterns. And right there, I could see it. This wasn't some mistake or teenage brain fog. This was a calculated move. My mind went into catalog mode. Illegal parking, trespassing, littering, check, check, check. But it wasn't about the law right then, it was personal. I felt violated. So, I did what any ticked-off retired guy with too much time and a sharp memory would do. Took pictures, license plate, the trash in my tulips, the whole deal. The kid was gone almost half an hour. When he came back, I met him at his car. I said, "Excuse me, can I have a word?" Real. Calm, the way my wife used to when the grandkids got rowdy. He gave me that look, you know, the one that says, "Why are you talking to me, peasant?" I told him, "Hey, this is private property. You're blocking my driveway." He shrugs, says there's like 3 feet of space, and besides, he's leaving anyway. The kicker? He tells me, "It's a public street, Grandpa. Deal with it." Yeah, that happened. Peeled out, scattered Linda's pebbles all over the place. That night, I sat in Linda's old chair, staring at her picture, and just thought about boundaries. How respect starts with the little things, like not turning someone's home into your shortcut. I decided if he wanted a lesson, I'd be the one to teach it. 30 years of memorizing codes, city ordinances, you name it, I knew exactly how this worked. Next morning, predictable as sunrise, here comes the Porsche, sliding across my driveway. This time, the kid gets out, takes a selfie with my house in the background, then spends 5 minutes on his phone, probably bragging online about his convenient spot. Digital evidence, time-stamped by the culprit himself. 26 minutes later, he's back, earbuds in, acting like nothing happened. I stopped him, laid it out simple. He's parking across my driveway approach, which by code extends 18 inches into the right-of-way. That's City Code 14.2.8. I tell him. He gets this flicker of doubt, but then, of course, pulls the "my mom's a lawyer, you can't do anything" light bulb. Suddenly, it all makes sense. His mom's Karen Walsh, the one who files complaints about everything in the neighborhood but thinks the rules don't apply to her. I let him know I'd done my homework. License plate, trust fund, legal history, the works. I hand him a packet, highlighted ordinances, photos, documentation, enough paperwork to make any lawyer sweat. He schemes it, his confidence draining away. "It's just parking," he protests, but by now, he knows better. I tell him flat out, "Tomorrow I'll be here with my camera, and if he keeps it up, I'll file with the city, police, and HOA. That swagger? Gone." That night, Karen herself calls. Voice sharp as a tack. She tries the intimidation routine, but I stay calm, stick to the facts. I've got everything documented, multiple opportunities given, all by the book. She fishes for info, testing if I'm bluffing. But I've spent my life preparing for moments just like this. Next morning, the dynamic shifts. He shows up with a young woman in the passenger seat. Turns out, his sister, Madison. She actually apologizes, tells me Brandon does this everywhere, and their mom just says, "Don't worry, I'm a lawyer." She admits he posted about me, called me the crazy old man. I ask if he does this in other driveways, and she says, all the time. I get the sense she's rooting for the grown-ups here. Armed with this, when Brandon comes back, I tell him straight. I know about your dad's business troubles, your mom's fluctuating income, even the debt. Suddenly, the arrogance evaporates. I hand him a second folder, everything ready to file unless he stops using my driveway. His hands shake as he drives away. Next day, I'm at my window, coffee in hand, waiting to see if he learned anything. 7:28 a.m. Porsche returns, even more aggressive than before. He gets out, stomps on Linda's stones, snaps another selfie, like he's daring me. But I'm ready. I hand him a certified 72-hour legal notice. If the car's here Monday, it's getting towed. Fees piling up. I've got witnesses. Mrs. Henderson next door has documented him in 3 other driveways, kept notes like she's running the FBI. Police are on standby, and code enforcement is looped in. Friday, I watch as the Porsche arrives again. But now, I've got Officer Riley from code enforcement with me, who takes official photos, checks my documentation, and warns Brandon directly. One more violation, and it's impound time. Brandon finally looks scared, not just annoyed. Monday comes. 7:15, no Porsche. 7:28, there it is, like clockwork. Brandon leaves the car, walks off. And that's it. I call Tony, the tow guy, who shows up like a pro, documents everything, hooks up the Porsche. Mrs. Henderson is snapping pictures, cheering from her window. Brandon comes running, yelling, but Tony just hands him the paperwork. $400 owed, cash only. If the fees get high enough, the car could be auctioned or scrapped. You should have seen Brandon's face when he realized disposed. Mint crushed. Karen shows up, full lawyer mode, but can't bluff her way out. She's short on cash, can't pay the fees on the spot. I remind her, property rights aren't up for negotiation. This is the law. That night, she calls again, trying to work an angle. First, as a neighbor, then, as a threat. I log the call, file everything. If they want their car back, all they have to do is follow the rules. Next day, she parks her BMW in my spot, phone recording, trying to bait me. I document everything, offer her the same choice, move the car, or I call Tony again. She leaves in a hurry, guess. Lawyers don't like being on the wrong side of a statute. Later, she starts asking neighbors about my mental health, trying to paint me as unstable. Mrs. Henderson shuts that down, tells her I'm the most responsible guy around. Thursday, Officer Riley reviews my whole file, photos, logs, everything. Says I'm 100% in the right, and Karen's retaliation complaints are going nowhere. That afternoon, Brandon shows up, even more pissed off than before, filming himself ranting for social media. I just calmly call Tony, and the car gets towed again. This time, it's $635 in fees. Now, the reality sets in. If he can't pay, the car goes to auction. The next day, Madison comes to my door, tells me her family might have to take out a loan to get the car back. I tell her I'm sorry. But this is about her brother's choices, not personal grudges. She nods, says he finally gets it. That Monday, we all sit in a city hearing. Karen writes a $947 check, money I know they can't spare. Brandon stands up, apologizes, really apologizes, for the first time. I accept, tell him sometimes the best lessons are the most expensive ones. And just like that, the neighborhood is peaceful again. Linda's tulips are undisturbed, the stones perfectly white. I look at her photo, thinking, you always said the rules keep us all equal. And she was right. Property rights aren't just about land, they're about respect. And sometimes, the only way people learn is when doing the wrong thing finally costs more than they're willing to pay. So, here's my question. Was I right to take it this far? Or should I have just let it go? Let me know in the comments. And if you've ever had to fight for what's yours, or stand up to someone who thought they could walk all over you, tell your story. Because at the end of the day, sometimes doing the right thing just means not backing down, no matter who tries to tell you otherwise.